Austin here with Real Seal, back again for another Shop Talk video, here to talk to you about foundation crack repair methods for settlement. So we're talking about major settlement. Your house is really uneven, the corner's going down a few inches, maybe your wall is pushing in because of the pressure outside, or you're having other kind of general differential settlement issues. Well, we have three major ways that we fix these type of issues. The first being helical piers. Now we use these helical piers in low weight situations where we can't drive a push pier. If there's no real weight, or maybe it's a new construction, we can't push against anything. So instead, we grab a bobcat and we screw these into the ground. As you can see, they've got these bevel discs that allow us to drive them down into our supportive strata. We are then able to attach these via a bracket onto the foundation, and we can even lift that foundation up off these piers once they're in place. The second method we use is push piers. Push piers are very much like the helical piers, only they use the weight of the home instead of an auger in order to drive them into the ground. Typically, the lengths of these will be about 3.5 feet, and we attach the bracket and the whole assembly to the foundation right away. And then we get this big cylinder with an A-frame on it. We're able to drive these piers down into the ground off the weight of the building. And we get them down to supportive strata, just like the helical piers. We can then transfer that weight onto the piers, stopping any further movement. From there, we can even lift the home back up and get it back to what we call maximum practical level. The third method we have of repairing foundation cracks due to settlement is carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is the new age material. We all know about it and trust it now, not like we did 10, 20 years ago. In fact, it's now trusted more than steel because it's stronger. In fact, this thin piece of carbon fiber with epoxy attached to it will hold back a foundation wall better than a steel I-beam. And that's a fact. We even can prove that with data and stress tests on the material. And basically what this is used for is if your wall is bowing inward. So your wall is supposed to be straight, but instead it's bowing in like a pregnant woman, right? And you need it to stop bowing. If it's 3 inches or under of inward movement, we can stop it and we can put a lifetime warranty on it with no problem. This will actually contour to the shape of the wall, epoxy right on. We then post-tension them, meaning that we will tighten them after the epoxy is cured to make sure that wall doesn't budge, not even 1/4 of an inch. And for the surprise final contestant here, we've got wall plates that we use to stop the movement of the wall or actually push it back where it's beyond 3 inches. Carbon fiber, you can only do up to 3 inches. Once we're past 3 inches, we use these plates. The thin one goes on the inside, where the beveled one goes on the outside, and there's a rod that we drive through the dirt to connect them. We're then able to actually pull that wall back up to maximum practical level. And we can then repair your wall so that you don't have to replace it, which is much, much more costly. If you have any questions on foundation crack repair methods, what we can do about settling walls or bowing walls, give us a call over at The Real Seal, where you know not everything's better when wet.